Hello, welcome to NTV Business. In every company, recruitment is one of the major steps to hire talented employees. So, recruitment consists of basically two steps. One is the personal interview and the other is the tech round. Personal interview can be carried by the HR, but the tech round, the company should have right technologies to process the interview. So, that technologies will be provided by Cometlabs. Today, we have Mr. Prashant, the founder of Cometlabs. Let's talk to him. Hi.
Hi.
So, what's Cometlabs? How did you start your journey?
Cometlabs is a platform to hire and interview software developers. So it's a platform that is used to curate, take the interviews, give some assessment to those developers and find the best profiles out of it. So I started this Cometlabs when I was in my college. So I'm recently graduating from my college from IIT Guwahati. And from my college second year, I started working on this project. So firstly, I was a developer and I was a freelancer. So I was working with lots of different companies, taking projects with them and doing the gigs together. And then I built a community of engineers. So I built a community of around 7,000 engineers from different IITs and ITs and triple ITs, and we all did freelancing together. So later on, we got to realize that there are some loopholes in the software developers recruiting space. The companies are not having the right platform to hire a good product builder. So we started solving those problems. And
so that's the problem statement.
Yeah, sir. So we picked those problem statement by talking to companies and getting idea from them.
So how does that work for an interview and interviewer?
So it's a platform that is used to give a best profile to a developer. So we, with this Cometlabs, you shift from a traditional resume to a more analytical resume based on the work the developer has done. So on this platform, these developers, they deploy their projects, they launch anything they build up, they just deploy this onto platform. And this platform makes a complete analytical resume of these developers based on their expertise in the certain technologies like React, Django, Angular, all these technologies. So we make a dynamic resume of these developers and we give the same platform to the tech companies. So they can use the same platform to give some assessment to the developers or host the live interviews in any of the language. So the thing is that at one side, it's making a huge pool of developers by giving it to the developers in form of their hackathons and code arenas, and in the other side it is we are giving it to the companies so that they can get the right pool from here and they can use it to access to other developers outside while they are interviewing.
As you mentioned, code arena and hackathon, how does it help in selection process?
In the software development space, there is a very good concept, we call it hackathons. So in these hackathons, they are 3 to 4 days long project, I will say gamified assessments in which these developers used to solve some problems and build products out of it in 2-3 days.
Okay.
So this took us, they pick a certain technology and a certain problem statement and build a product out of it. Like day 24/7 for the 2-3 days, they build a product out of it. It's a very good concept. It's a very good gamified way these colleges used to practice and the companies used to practice. But what happens after these code arenas, we give this platform to these developers. They can deploy whatever they had built up onto our platform.
Okay.
And we will rate the project and give it as a good analytics to their profile. So these hackathons and these code arenas, whenever these are organized, we get a data of those developers along with the previous projects they have done. So we make a complete profile of the developers based on these data.
So hackathons, it helps in employees to get more access to the projects and everything.
Yeah. As a recruiter, as a technical HR, I have to see the developers' past work, whether in the form of any project, any hackathon, or any previous company work which is open to show in all that way. So these hackathon, they get a better visibility. But the thing is, there was no traditional way to get the data out of it. Whatever the products being done by the developer, there was no such a good way to make a proper data out of it. Okay, say a developer used 2-3 technologies and build a product, but there was no way to identify how good the technologies were used or not. So Cometlabs does that.
Okay, as you mentioned, it will be helpful to both interviewer and interview.
Sure.
Who will be benefited more?
I will say the companies will be the benefitable more. That is the reason our business model is from the companies. It's a very tech shortage currently, even though lots of layoffs are being held, but there's definitely there's a very less supply and the demand is huge. So it is gonna give a better analytical way to the companies to find better talent, and for that they are ready to pay whatever the market requirements are. And it also gets a better visibility to those developers, because these developers at the end they are getting jobs out of it. So yeah, it's benefitable to those, but better to the company.
As you mentioned about the layoffs, every organization all of a sudden declare that some people are being laid off from our company.
Yeah.
So how does Cometlabs overcome this challenge?
So recently lots of layoffs are happening, and we find the reason is that in the past few years there was like hiring done in like lot of hiring has been done more than the requirements. So now the companies have some shortage of like financial runaway, so they are doing layoffs. But the thing is that with the long run there is always a huge demand of the software developers, and this product is helping it is helping the developers who have recently been laid off in such a way that they can now come to the Cometlabs. They can bring all the past profile the work they has done. They can deploy it onto the Cometlabs platform, and it gets a better visibility to this, because right now we are connecting with more and more early startups and early tech companies. So as you have seen the trend that the larger companies they have laying off the candidates, but the early tech startups or the early startups who have recently got funded seed or series A, they had a huge technical requirement, and they need those people who have recently like left their previous organizations. So we give them a better visibility, a better way to present their past work and the code and assessment and whatever the projects they have done so far. So it's more beneficial to them.
As you mentioned, so people who were recently laid off,
Yeah.
so Cometlabs help in bringing the visibility to that employee,
Yeah.
that he has this capability,
Yeah.
he possesses these projects and everything.
Yeah.
Great. As you mentioned, you have already said that there are many tech companies, startup companies
Yeah.
who wanted people
Yeah.
to get hired.
Yeah.
So far, how many projects have you done? How many companies you are tied up with?
So we have worked currently with 130 companies in the last 6 months, and we have around 12,000 developers onto the platform. 90% of these developers are from top tier 1, tier 2 college like IITs, NITs, triple ITs, and they have very well versed profile. Now our target is to this year we are looking to have around 6,000 companies onto our as our customers.
Okay.
And basically they will be from Hyderabad at first and then from Bengaluru, and it's a very big space in Hyderabad. We have lots of customers here.
Yeah, Hyderabad is the tech hub.
Yeah,
obviously.
Hyderabad is our home, and that's why we are getting more and more customers here. And our target is to have around 2.5 lakhs developers on board onto the platform this year.
Great.
So yeah, we will be facilitating all those requirements to the platform.
So what makes Cometlabs stand out of the crowd? Because there are already few companies who are targeting these things.
Yeah. So HR tech is a very very complex and very crowded space. And the thing is, there are a lot of big companies. I'll tell the name as well, like CodeChef and HackerRank. These two companies have a very good platform of shortlisting developers on competitive coding. That is finding someone who is very good problem solver. So competitive coding is a way to find someone who is very good problem solver, but there was no technology to find who is a very good product builder. Say a company needs a very good web application or a website or any backend requirement. So these all comes as a product building thing.
Okay.
So there was no tool which can judge how good someone is a product builder. The only way was to see their past work, past resume, past projects they have done, and based on that the recruiters see all their past code and analyzes, okay, this candidate is good for me or not, and then they take the interview, then they give some assessment. So there was no pipeline to find how good someone is a product builder. Problem solver, it was okay, but who is a good product builder, it was not possible. So we come up with a platform which tells exactly who is very good at the product building skill.
So it helps in knowing that how good the person is in product building as well.
Yeah. That is why our product is more important for the companies who are early startups or a growth phase startups or some early enterprise companies, because they need someone who is a product builder. They are at the stage of building something. But the thing is, who are very big companies like Microsoft, Amazon, they need someone as a problem solver. They are building something new technology, so they need such candidate. For that, there are already platforms. But for catering to the small startups, early startups, and the enterprises, this is what the demand of the market was, and we are building that.
So what are the challenges you faced in the initial stages of Cometlabs?
So as a student entrepreneur, I faced a lot of challenges in firstly building the product. That's the reason I came to Hyderabad. We came to this IIIT Hyderabad, our accelerator and incubator. We got lots of very good mentorship from the professors here. They helped us building the same technology in the product. So very first problem was to build the technology. So that's what we fulfilled here. Then the problem was to find our product market fit and get the early customers. So again, this was solved through our network of Hyderabad, through IIIT Hyderabad, T-Hub, and Telangana State Innovation Cell, TSIC, Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad. It's a very good ecosystem in Hyderabad. I'll definitely suggest to any early founder who is willing to build something, that Hyderabad ecosystem.
To join Hyderabad ecosystem.
Yeah, it definitely helped me a lot to build my product, to build find my product market fit, and get my early customer. We're a part of this HICIA, Hyderabad Software Association. So they helped us again to find get the new customers. So yes, challenges come every day, but this ecosystem is very good, that is helping us. Yeah.
What's your future vision?
So my future vision is to cater 10 lakhs developers and facilitate those developers to get the jobs in the next 2 years, and to have at least 10,000 companies served through us by the end of the next year. Yeah.
That was nice talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's the story of Cometlabs, an amazing platform to streamline developer hiring process. That was NTV Business. Thank you.